So we started with DNA, talked about DNA and Egypt and Sumeria, okay? And the question of the obsession with the body, the organs, and the afterlife. And the evidence that's in the art. So here we see lots of art that depicts questionable things, and none of us know what, none of the Egyptologists or archaeologists exactly know what these symbols mean. It's all hypothetical, so you can do your own research. Anubis, the ancient deity of death and the underworld, and the process of mummification a little bit. We're not going into the process of mummification, that's a huge topic. We're just looking at the art. So that's for another class, maybe a history class. We talked about the symbols. Here we have an Ankh, okay? This is always present. There's a lot of different interpretations of what the Ankh means. It's a symbol of life and power. We usually see it in powerful people's hands. Okay, so we talked about gatekeeping, right? So whenever you touch a subject that's outside of the, we talked about frequency fence, outside of the box, you're going to have a lot of gatekeepers. So don't research this, don't look at this, don't consider this, because it's not in the textbook, so we're not going to look at it. Okay, so you have a lot of that whenever you look outside of anything that is contained within the container of academia. I'm going really fast because it's a review, guys, okay? Talked about the pyramids and how they were definitely not tombs because they don't have the decoration of tombs in them. And perhaps they were something else. And if they were something else, it would have to be before the first dynasty, because the Egyptians had their own, we can look at what the Egyptians had. So this is part of the Great Mystery. We talked a lot about that, okay? So are they energy conductors? If so, it was before the Great Flood. Okay, so we talked about how if they were energy conductors, they were tapping into something that the Earth magnetic field holds, because they were in relation to ley lines on planet Earth, which are, they hold a different frequency on different ley lines. And that's all actual science, but it's not really, it's more pseudoscience. Okay, so these are, our Earth holds a lot of energy, right? So we have the magnetic field, we have the equator, and the borealis, and all of these electrical fields on planet Earth that if there was an ancient technology in here, that's what they would be tapping into. Okay, so we talked about how they obviously had some sort of machinery, okay, that is pretty well established with anyone with eyes to see, that you don't just drill a hole like that with a hammer, okay? So that's pretty obvious. Then we have these huge stone slabs that nobody knows how they were created. Huge, huge statues. Everything was gigantic. And then we talked briefly on, and we're going to come back to, during early Christian art and Gothic art, this subject, okay? So just take mental note of this. This is just to expand your consciousness and your awareness of symbols. Okay, symbols aren't just symbols to be pretty, all right? There's an entire reason, energetic reason behind symbology usually, including like the Star of David, which is a representation of the male and female. Okay, so the male symbol has a deeper meaning behind it and a context. And then we look at these frequencies of energy, and we look at all of these crosses, Celtic cross, they're across the world, Ethiopia. We have it in every country. Every culture has these crosses. And here's a piece. Now, I didn't show this, but it's 58 seconds, so you can watch it on your own. This slideshow is available to you. I repeat that a lot. I know I repeat a lot, but sometimes this doesn't get heard. Okay. These crosses are also usually have like a rose name in them, or they have different meanings. So then we look at symbols, okay, and somatica, and somatics, and sound. We always go back to sound. Like, you will not ever hear me stop talking about sound. And I know you're like, art, sound, weird, right? Okay, but you're gonna understand the connection throughout all of art. So we have a deeper understanding in ancient Egypt of things that maybe we are just comprehending now. We talked about how there's redheads and blue-eyed Egyptians.